part two, if you're completing this on the Mac, you're going to need to do this first. So I went to Google and I searched for apple clip art, and I chose a picture of like an apple, and then I just clicked on it, and on that little picture that pops up, I drug it out to the side there. So again, don't click on that and drag it out. I found a picture that I liked, and when it popped up there, then I clicked it and drug it to the side, but not like that. Like that. I clicked on that image and drug it to the side. So now it's on my desktop. Okay, again, if you are working on the PC, you don't need to do that part. Also, for this next part, if you're working on the PC, you're going to actually select the words from A Touch of Butter down to Craisins. But if you're working on the MacBook, you're going to do it this way. So PC, select this. MacBook, go ahead and select your first level bullets there. So just hover your mouse over a bullet and click. Either way, you're going to go up to the multi-level list button and go to define new multi-level list. Again, on the Mac or on the PC, it looks a little different, but you can figure it out. So the picture's kind of up top. It says, hey, what level are you going to modify? Make sure it's 1. Remember, modify means change the look. So, or modify means like change. So, and then format is the look. So right here, we're going to go to, so under bullet, it'll show you what it looks like and the number style for this bullet. Go to new picture. Again, if you're on the PC, it's going to give you an option to go to like Bing, and then you can search for your Apple clip art there. But for us, we're going to go to the desktop and choose that Apple picture and put it in there. Regardless of whatever you did there, we're going to click on level 2. Our bulleted list only has 2 levels. So now we're going to click on level 2, go here to number style for this level and choose new bullet. This is where those web dings and stuff like that you can pop up. So scroll through till you see web dings. Remember, web dings are more pictures and wing dings are more like symbols. So I'm going to choose a web ding. Gosh, these are so small. Just choose one. I'm not sure if there's an apple. So, you know, I'm just going to change the look of this bullet by putting a little play button in there and clicking OK. And then I'm going to click on where it says font here. So whichever you chose, just go ahead and click on that and change the font color to red. And click OK. So now your first and your second level bullet should look different. All right, and then when you're back here, it should have applied it to your bulleted list. Great. Okay, so according to this, we still have 2 pages. If you, I fixed this just a minute ago. If you notice this, so if yours still has 2 pages, what probably is occurring is on your page, oops, sorry. Oh, gosh darn it. On your page 2, you just have a couple return marks. So just select all of those after Craisins and hit backspace, and just make sure you don't have a return after your second level bullet under other fruits. One class, I think we didn't get all of that typed. So then now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of separate our Word document a little bit, so kind of section it out. But instead, what people used to do is kind of like get a cursor and then press and hold on Shift and draw a line that way by doing the dash. But we're going to actually make it a line. Sometimes that will screw it up and like turn something into a table, or you can't get rid of it. So we're just going to draw a line, and then we can move it and we can copy and paste it. So we're going to go to Insert, Shapes, and then under Line, we're just going to choose that first line and hover your mouse there and just drag it as straight as you can across. And we're trying to go from margin to margin, so we're not going to go like off the page or anything. And if your line looks a little crooked, you can hover your mouse over the little circle and move it up. We're going to change our line color here to red. And we're going to make our line just a little bit thicker. So I'm going to choose 2 1/4 here. and then I'm going to make it dashed. Okay. All right, so once I have my line looking the way I want it to, I'm going to do Command C, and then I'm still holding down on Command. I'm going to press V twice. V, V. So I paste it. I copy it one time and paste it twice. Now my cursor is humongous, so this is just not as easy for me. But then you're going to get the little navigation and hover it over one of the lines and move it down. Sometimes too, what I do so that way my lines are all in alignment is I click and drag it directly on top of one of the lines, and then I just use my down arrow key. Oh, look, I did that perfect. And move it here. Okay. So now it's kind of sectioned off our Word document there a little bit. And now we're going to add a page border. So we're going to go here to Design. Oh, make sure your shape isn't selected. Go to Design and go over here to Page Borders. And under Art, we're going to choose that very first one. Those are apples, and they come in really big. So we're going to make the width a lot smaller. I'm going to go like, try 16. There, better. Here. Now what we're going to do is find all the different word forms of the word apple and replace it with a formatted word apple. You can use this to find and replace. So if you spelled something wrong, like if you spelled George wrong, you could find all the like G-O-R-G-E spellings and replace it with G-E-O-R-G-E. Or if we were going to make peach sauce, we could find all the apples and do peach. This looks a lot different on the PC, but hopefully we can work through this. So you're going to do Command F, and that will pop up this thing up here. Over on your PC, it's going to pop up here. And I think over on your PC, it's like 3 dots, and you're going to choose Replace. Here we go here and choose Replace. Okay. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go to Advanced Find and Replace. Okay. This looks a little bit more similar, but it's like Find is up here and Replace is down here. So under Find, you're going to say Apple, and it doesn't ask you about the highlighting in the PC. And we're going to say all word forms. That way it selects, you know, all of the capital A apples, apples, apple, any of them. Okay, and then we're going to go to Replace. So make sure your cursor here is in Replace. And we're going to go to Apple, find all word forms, and here under Replace, not under Find, we're going to go to Font. And we're going to change our font color to red and italics. So where it says font style, just choose italic. Okay, and then click OK. See it. Uh-oh. Okay, this is what it should not look like, because here I'm going to hit cancel here. Did you see that it was in Find, and I don't have any red Find apples. So go to Advanced Find and Replace. My cursor under Find, I'm going to say Find All Word Forms. And I'm going to go to Replace. And then I'm going to make sure that my cursor goes down here to Replace. I'm going to replace it with what? Apple. And then I'm going to make sure it's Find All Word Forms. And I'm going to go to Format, Font, Font Color, Red, Font Style, Italic. Click OK. So it's going to say it doesn't recommend we replace all. And to be quite honest with you, like, you guys can Okay, and up here under Find, I'm going to make sure it's not search down. I want to make sure it's all in the whole document. There we go. And then under Replace, okay. There we go, and I'm just going to hit Replace All. It always says it's not recommended, but that's okay. We've made so many replacements. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to X out of this here. So now every instance of Apple there is red and italicized. The last thing that we're going to do is cite our source in the footer. So we're going to go to Insert, Footer, and choose Blank. I'm going to type recipe modified from Now when I press space, it's going to link it and it's going to change it to yellow. I don't want it to be a hyperlink. I don't want the font color to be yellow. So I'm going to use my mouse and select that and then right click on it. Oh, darn it. Guys, I do not like MacBooks. Okay. I'm going to select it. Two finger. Can't click on it. What is it? Two finger click. There we go. Two finger tap. Under hyperlink, I'm going to say remove hyperlink. There. And then close my header and footer and save it. And you're done.